Now I'm going to spend a little more time, hopefully, really giving a fuller picture of the theme that hopefully I've been successfully developing today, which is the discipline of joy. That joy is not something that we stumble upon. Some of you may have read my Shabbat message yesterday, late afternoon, to the congregation, where I delve into the Hebrew a little bit about the difference between happiness and joy. The Hebrew word for joy is simcha, or simcha. And it comes from the root word samach, which means to plant or to nurture, to grow. It's something that requires deliberate effort on our part, daily care and nurturing, and a lot of patience. Happiness, on the other hand, is something that is related to the Hebrew word for fortunate, good fortune, luck. Happiness is something that just happens. But joy, which is a far deeper and more profound feeling, I believe, than happiness, joy is something that requires discipline. And in our Torah portion today, the reason I chose those last three verses is those are verses that introduce yet again in the Torah the biblical, what we call biblical holidays, or deoraita holidays, festivals that come from the Torah. There are three of them, and we all know them: Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. And these are called the Shalosh Regalim, the three literally legs. But what Regalim really means is these were the three pilgrimage festivals. These were the three festivals, Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot, when our ancestors came from all over Israel, mostly by foot, by camel, some by donkey, I suppose, but they traveled a long distance to arrive at this massive communal gathering at the Holy Temple in Jerusalem, where they sacrifices at the temple, some of which were eaten by the priests, some of which were offered up by fire symbolically to God, but most of which were actually eaten in these family groups and clans. Imagine this massive gathering from all over the country of your family, your children, their children, their children's children, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts. An amazing gathering of clans, which made up tribes, which made up an entire people. I had a professor in rabbinical school who called the Shalosh Regalim, the three pilgrimage festivals, barbecues with God, because these were celebrations. Now, why were they celebrations? I believe they were celebrations of joy. And by the way, they are called Zman Simchatenu, seasons, the time of our joy. When it comes to these three pilgrimage festivals, the rabbis do not use the word Ashrei or Ashrenu, happiness. They use the word Zman Simchatenu, from Simcha, from joy. These are moments of joy. And why did they choose to designate these Shalosh Regalim, these pilgrimage festivals, with the word joy? I believe it is because they were by no means spontaneous. They were by no means casual. They required tremendous planning, thought, effort, and generosity of spirit. Because remember, this involved the offering of sacrifices, the giving up of something precious, giving that up to the temple, to the priesthood, to God, and to the people around you. And these are the things that create joy. So I think that the takeaway for all of us now living in this pandemic is that joy is not a passive experience. You cannot stand still and wait for joy to come to you. We have to live in ways that lead to joy. We have to count those 100 blessings every day. We have to look around us and find the blessings that have been hiding in plain sight. We don't want to be that person standing knee deep in the river and dying of thirst. We do it through prayer. We do it through meditation. We do it through exercise. We do it through art. We do it through music. We do it through dance. We do it through playing with our children. We do it by cooking together and cleaning up together. We do it in a way that doesn't wait for happiness to come to us, but in a way that we go out actively looking for ways to lead our lives that will lead us to happiness. So now is the time to double down on the deliberate, disciplined ways that we can find not just happiness, which is frankly easy, but real joy, the joy that comes from the effort we put into caring for others every day, methodically, day after week, after month, after month, after month, after month. And I think that is the real lesson of these Shalosh Regalim, these pilgrimage festivals, that if we want to have that feeling inside of us, we need to put forth the effort. I often remind people that the Hebrew word for sacrifice comes from its root meaning is to draw near, to be close to. That actually when we make the effort for others, we feel closer to them and they feel closer to us. So that's my hope. That's my prayer. I think that's the lesson of these Shalosh Regalim, that we're all in this together. And if we lean in to being in it together, it's actually going to result in us leading not just happier lives, but lives that really have joy, real joy within them. And that's my hope, and that's my prayer, and that's my challenge to all of you today. And I wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom, and I wish us all the ability to take steps one after the next, after the next, after the next on the path to real happiness, to Zman Simchatenu, to seasons of real joy. Shabbat Shalom.